Hey, thanks for watching my video, guys. Don't forget to hit like, subscribe, and the notification bell so you're alerted every time there's a new video. Every Wednesday at 1, every Saturday at 1. When I was a Jehovah's Witness, a full preemie, somebody completely indoctrinated, raised 20-something years, fully committed, my life was dedicated to the organization. All I wanted the most was, of course, a Bible study. And that's something that most witnesses want. They want to have a Bible study. They want to be able to have the bragging rights, to take somebody to the meeting. It's kind of selfish in a way. Because, yes, having a Bible study was like supposed to be you finally getting somebody who was interested. Your preaching work is finally being fruitful. You know, if we went to, sometimes you go to a territory, you knock on doors, nobody listened, nobody opened the door, people ignored you, people shooed you away. We'd be like, man, this is unfruitful territory, and you'd go somewhere else, you'd do something else. Well, me growing up, I really wanted a Bible student. Partly because I believed it was the right thing to do, convert somebody into the only organization, one that I happen to be so familiar with. Partly because of that, and partly because, hey, it's bragging rights. I get to tell people, I get to show them my Bible study. What I didn't like is people giving me, things to add to my Bible study. That way they can get more, indoctrinated to go to meetings, because that's always the next step. Bible study, then meetings. People always feel the need to tell you what to do, and that's something I never liked in the organization. Very nosy, brothers and sisters. Either way, though, I always wanted one. And this video here, I'm not sure where it's from. It might be from, maybe the study, I can't even remember, but whatever replaced the Bible Teach book. Or it might be from a broadcast. I don't think it is. It might be. But it's called Be Courageous, ... Bible Student. So, we're going to watch this video together and see how desperate the organization is to have these examples that are shams. Shams. It's a sham. I don't believe half of these things are real. They're highly exaggerated. But anyways, let's watch it together and see what we get. Be courageous. Bible student.
In 1998, I started dating a girl, and we dated for 2 years.
Okay, so we have brother Andre Costa. He's been dating this girl. It's all nice. We're gonna see how his situation was so bad and how only God's organization can help him. Obviously, Jehovah's Witnesses have the solution to true peace. You can't have peace without being a Jehovah's Witness.
We dated for 2 years. During that time, I also started studying the Bible. Our relationship was going well. We didn't have any big issues. We got along well. Rarely argued. So then, how do you go to someone when you're dating and everything's going well and you say, listen, I can see you don't feel the same as I do. I don't want to date you anymore because now I'm studying the Bible.
Okay, so he just said right there, okay, pay attention, that he didn't really necessarily have any issues with his girlfriend. The girlfriend was fine. He was fine. They had a pretty good relationship, it sounds like. They dated for a while. But what did this organization do? It basically made him break up with her at this point. That's what it's looking like. That's what the organization does. It makes you get used to being set aside, being apart from the normal crowd, being different than the rest. The organization does that to people. It does that to you whether you're a born-in, like I was, with Christmas parties, having to go to the library, all the kids having a good time, and here I am, reading a book as if I'm in ISS. Halloween, Christmas, never ever being able to participate, never saluting the flag, things like that. That's something that they put in you and they instill in you, is that mindset of, you are going to be cast aside. You are going to be, people aren't going to like you. They use a Bible text. I can't remember which it is, but it says, it's Jesus saying that they hated me, so they will hate you. Something like that. So, basically, that's this. They let them know. Witnesses say, oh, this is how you know you're in the truth. Look, they hated Jesus, so they're going to hate you too. Basically, tearing apart relationships.
I want to be one of Jehovah's Witnesses. I really had to muster up a lot of courage to tell her that. But there are moments when you start to ask yourself, did I really make the right decision? And up to around the time when I got baptized, I was still hoping that she would learn the truth.
You see? So, it's not necessarily clear. He didn't say, I don't think, that he had completely ended things. But he's saying he had hope. He stuck it out that she would eventually convert into his religion. And the poor girlfriend just like, what happened to the man I married? What happened to Andre? Like, he's just different. He changed. He's in this cult. He doesn't let me do half the things I wanted to do with him. He doesn't do the things he used to do. He's changed. And it's not that he's being a better person. It's not like he was a bad person. He was, like, this video doesn't say about his past, no tattoos, nothing like that the organization uses all the time to show somebody is in a bad path. No, he's just a normal ass dude. So, like, you know, really, really, really picking at straws here. Using this really basic example, man converts into Jehovah's Witness. Wife or girlfriend doesn't want to do it. And there's really not much.
But unfortunately, that didn't happen.
So she never did convert, according to this. But they were never married, they were just dating. What would happen if they were married? Oh God.
I was also involved in something else that I really loved, which was sports.
Oh God, forbid the sports. No, listen, if you let your child participate in sports, according to the organization, that's tantamount to fornication. That's terrible. You don't want to do that. God forbid. You'll lose your privileges. Huff, huff, huff. Of course, I'm exaggerating, but they really do look down on people who are active in sports for no good reason. Is it the spirit of competition? Is it because it detracts your focus from more indoctrination? Is it because you are around others who might not be like-minded, who might not be like other Jehovah's Witnesses? They're people who have goals. A lot of athletes have like future goals for college and stuff like that. So I think there's a lot of things, a lot of reasons why the organization does not promote people going into sports. Not in school, not secularly.
When I was younger, I was part of a track and field team, and I participated in many local 5 and 10K competitions.
When he said, I like to think that they're exaggerating so much. In reality, he would just like run around the park in the track they have at the park. He would run around like, you know, like his neighborhood, and then they're like, oh, how many miles? How many kilometers? That was 5K. Okay, well, let's exaggerate that and put it into this broadcasting. You know, these things are very, very skewed. I don't really believe these videos too much. I take it with a grain of salt.
Some who trained with me at the time went on to become professional athletes. Some even competed in the Olympics. I knew I had a decision to make.
Was I going to throw away my future prospects and become a preacher, going door to door, preaching about Armageddon, making minimum wage, washing windows, cleaning windows, and living with other brothers to make ends meet? Or was I going to pursue these naughty, evil goals of mine to actually, you know, be prosperous and live a good life with a wife who would love me, you know, for who I am? No.
It wouldn't be possible for me to keep training for track and field while trying to serve Jehovah.
Because we know those once a Saturday every month really consumes all your time with preaching. And then the Wednesdays and then the Sundays, you know, midweek meeting, you know, and then you have the public talk and then the ministry. That does take a lot of time. No jokes aside, it does take a lot of your time because you prepare for it, and then you have to go to the meeting, and then afterwards you have to converse with your brothers. It's a huge routine. Because if you don't talk to the brothers after the meeting, they think you're spiritually weak. If you don't go to the meeting, you're spiritually weak. If you go to the meeting and leave too early, you're spiritually weak. If you go to the meeting too late, you're spiritually weak. There's so many nuances and caveats to being a Jehovah's Witness. It's ridiculous. The thought of me coming back just really, really is so unattractive. I could never. At this point, no.
So I had to have enough courage to speak to my coach.
And the coach is just disgruntled. I mean, look at the anger on this guy's face. He looks just annoyed as
After
heck.
that, I gave up being an athlete.
Oscar. Oscar-worthy performance right here. Shakes his head, looks disgruntled slightly.
Looking back now, it wasn't easy to leave those things behind. But what Jehovah has given me today is much more valuable than anything I gave up.
Jehovah has given me a false promise for my future to live in paradise with those who've died and those who are faithful. Jehovah has given me a worldwide brotherhood of people, brothers and sisters, who love me conditionally. And if I ask questions or if I have doubts, I be shunned. Jehovah has given me so much work, blessed work in the ministry, in local constructions, in cleanings. Jehovah has given me so much stress about worrying about keeping up with images. Yeah, it sounds like you've gained a lot from becoming a Jehovah's Witness. You gain a lot. That's right, a lot of headaches.
I have the privilege of serving in Bethel together with my wife.
So he ended up marrying a witness, separate, so we know that was the only way this poor guy was going to be happy. And poor dude couldn't even be with somebody he had loved originally, had to change everything up. This woman here, God, she would only be with him because he's a witness. If he was not a witness, this relationship wouldn't have happened. Many times, witnesses marry each other not because that they actually love each other, which I'm sure there are cases of witnesses loving each other. That's true. But many times it's not out of love. Many times it's not because they actually legitimately cared about each other prior being witnesses. It's because of happenstance. It's because of privileges. It's because of your position in the organization that the sister might find you attractive because that's what they're told to look in, qualities to look for brothers, is to look at their spiritual aspects. So he's a spiritual brother and she's a sister who might not have had too many options because there are way more girls than boys in the organization. And the options you do have are not that good, honestly. Many men in the organization are overweight and many are not that attractive. That's just how it is. That's the world we live in. But when you slim down, when you really reduce the amount of brothers available or sisters available by telling you to focus on all these extra things, then you really don't have a lot to choose from. So, is it love? Maybe, but it's also a lot of other things too in this relationship. Because if it was actually love, he might have married that girlfriend he had in the beginning.
Who also gives her all in Jehovah's service. I can honestly say that I am truly happy serving Jehovah with all my heart.
And right behind him, what you can't see, is the 10 men in New York with guns pointed at him, making sure he says exactly what they want to say. So, obviously, this video is very culty. It only serves to encourage those who are Bible students or those who are studying to become witnesses, because they know at the end of the day, what the witnesses want them to know, or want them to believe rather, is that it's going to be all better in the end. You're actually going to be happy. What they don't know is that you have to conform into their skewed version of happiness to enjoy, like what this brother has, is that happiness. So before he became a witness, he would have found his happiness doing what he actually had enjoyed doing. Running, field and track, whatever. Being with his other girlfriend, whatever his other careers were. But no, he derailed that all to serve an organization in Bethel, in ministry, finding a wife. She was a beautiful girl, yes, but that she only loved him because he was a witness. Otherwise, they wouldn't have loved each other. So it's such a slanted view of happiness. It is happiness, sure, but only if you conform to their views on what will make you happy. It's not him. That's not who he was. He had to change his personality, and not for the better, honestly. So, again, be courageous. It sure took a lot of courage to watch this video. Anyways, that's all I got. Thank you guys for watching. Again, don't forget to hit like, subscribe, and the notification bell to get notified every time there's a video. Every Wednesdays, you'll see my videos at 1, and stuffed crust videos every Saturday at 1. Take care. Have a good one.